Circular economy. Myths and reality. In 1958, China's ruling party announced the Great Leap program to strengthen the industrial base and boost the country's economy. One of the points of this program was to increase the amount of metal smelted. The Chinese people, 90% of whom were illiterate rural dwellers, were ordered to build cupola furnaces in every courtyard for smelting iron. The quality of the iron was so disgusting that this idea had to be abandoned. At the end of the 20th century, the production of plastic products was widely developed. A large amount of plastic waste appeared. In every yard you could install a used extruder and become a manufacturer of plastic granules from plastic waste. The trade in plastic waste quickly became global. No one paid, and does not pay to this day, any attention to it. The world produces 400 million tons of various plastics annually. It is believed that only 9% is recycled. Recycled plastics include plastics that are burned along with other waste. But there is plastic waste that is recycled into granules, from which plastic products are made again. Nobody knows how much plastic is recycled and reused. According to my estimates, at least 7%, 28 million tons per year. The volume of the plastic waste recycling market is $42 billion per year. 2023 It would seem that we should be happy that 28 million tons of plastic waste per year do not end up in rivers and the ocean, but return as new plastic products. But this is not so. Chemical engineers warn that recycling imprecisely sorted plastic waste and making pellets from it can lead to the creation of plastics with unpredictable properties, mutant plastics. Their quality and technical properties can no longer compete with plastics produced in chemical plants. In some cases, contact with mutated plastics can be hazardous to health, especially for children. The accuracy of sorting plastic waste should be no worse than 1 to 1.5%. Only polyethylene terephthalate, PET bottles can be sorted with sufficient accuracy, provided that they are cleaned of corks and labels. This circumstance is a response to the proponents of the circular economy who confirm that 100% of solid household waste cannot be recycled due to the high cost of precise waste sorting and economic reasons. Part of the plastic waste can be processed by low-temperature pyrolysis into pyrolysis oil. Some types of paper containing polymers, some types of synthetic and blended fabrics, a significant amount of footwear, laminated materials and other wastes do not meet the conditions of the circular economy. In total, no less than 10%. And that's 250 billion tons per year. Modern flameless gasification technologies allow the processing of any organic waste without pre-sorting. Of course, we only consider technologies that meet the highest environmental standards. The passport of every product of the chemical industry, be it paint, varnish or plastic, contains a clause confirming the possibility of using paint or plastic for the production of children's toys, cutlery or furniture. Chemical companies have well-equipped laboratories, conduct special research, test their products in independent, internationally recognized laboratories. Attach a quality certificate and technical passport to each batch of chemical products. None of this is found in private yards where unregulated extruders are installed. The business of recycling plastic waste is often run by completely illiterate people for whom any plastic that melts can be mixed, melted in an extruder, and processed into granules. What brand should be assigned to the resulting mutant plastics? The brand for which there is a buyer on that day. Quality certificates will be bought from corrupt officials. When these businessmen cook their food, they follow the recipe. They will not put a whole glass of salt in their food instead of a pinch of salt, because no one will eat oversalted food. But for some reason they think it is possible to cook plastic granules from any plastic waste that melts when heated, and not from plastic waste of a brand with an acceptable admixture of 1.5%. Each of us has seen endless shopping malls where counterfeit goods are sold at incredibly low prices. These goods are distributed all over the world. Forged certificates are used to move them. Fake customs documents. Many customs warehouses in major ports are filled with thousands of tons of children's plastic furniture, shoes, and other goods made of mutant plastic that are hazardous to health. This is the small part that was caught from the flow of counterfeit crap that is distributed all over the world. Every year, at least 20 million tons of products made of mutant plastic are produced and consumed in the world. A huge, uncontrolled, corrupt, black market. What the ruling party of China could not implement in 1958 to 1962 was successfully implemented throughout the world at the end of the 20th, first quarter of the 21st century. And there is no indication that this disgusting phenomenon is being combated. There is no evidence that consumers of plastic products are safe. You ask, what to do? There is only one answer. As in the case of solid municipal waste, of which plastic waste is an integral part, the situation can only be changed by the widespread construction of infrastructure for the collection and processing of municipal waste. In countries such as Germany, there are several sorting plants that can sort plastic waste with sufficient accuracy. This waste is sent for recycling. Poorly sorted plastic waste should be processed in modern waste processing plants and not sold to resellers who sell plastic waste to private owners of extruders producing mutant plastics. Today, the world lacks 20,000 modern waste processing plants with a capacity of 125,000 tons per year of unsorted household waste, including plastic, each. Until the infrastructure is in place to collect and process the waste, there will be a global black market for plastic waste, dangerous mutant plastics. Pollution of the earth, rivers and oceans will continue. The activities of the UNEP, the IMF, the presidents of the countries, the EU, the banks are limited to the introduction of plastic passports, the allocation of million-dollar donations and the fight against ultra-thin bags, cosmetic measures that have nothing in common with the necessary measures sufficient to change the catastrophic environmental situation. Watch the previous videos entitled Sick Planet, Cronker Planet Tile 2 and it's time to admit that humanity can't live without plastics.